the man known as the Tinder Swindler.
I'm not a fraud and I'm not a fake. People don't know me.
He scammed them out of hundreds of thousands of dollars.
He flew private jets, dined in five-star hotels, and sent "I love you" messages from across the world. But none of it was real. This is the story of how one man turned love into a weapon and stole millions, one Tinder match at a time. But how did Simon Leviev fool smart, strong women all around the world? Simon Leviev wasn't his real name. He was born Shimon Hayut in a small town in Israel. Not in wealth, not with diamonds, but with dreams. Dreams of money, power, and manipulation. Even as a young man, Shimon had trouble with the law. He was already forging checks and documents in his teens. He was running from small scams to big ones, but he always had one thing going for him. He could charm anyone. He didn't come from the famous diamond family he claimed to be a part of. Instead, he legally changed his name to Simon Leviev to impersonate the son of billionaire Lev Leviev, a real diamond mogul. He created fake websites, business cards, and even had bodyguards and assistants, actors who played the role in his staged life. This name gave him access. It opened doors, and it helped him build the perfect lie. A lie that would become so believable. Even the victims defended him at first. But how does he create a web of lies so big, people actually believe it? It all started with Tinder, the world's biggest dating app. Simon had the perfect profile. Stylish photos in luxury settings, a private jet in the background, designer suits, exclusive parties. He looked like he belonged in a magazine. And for many, he was their dream come true. His bio said CEO of LLD Diamonds. Photos showed him traveling constantly, working with high-level executives, attending luxury events. He would match with women and sweep them off their feet. Within hours of chatting, he was flying them across countries, champagne, roses, five-star hotels. Every moment felt magical. It wasn't just a date, it was a fantasy, and he knew exactly how to make women feel chosen. He mirrored their energy, remembered small details, and told them exactly what they wanted to hear. The women felt lucky, special, like they had finally found the one. He would say things like, "I see a future with you," or "You're the love I've been searching for." But what they didn't know was that Simon was funding their luxury dates using money stolen from other women. Every hotel suite, every bottle of champagne, every Gucci gift, it was bought with someone else's credit card. This is what's called a Ponzi scheme, where new victims pay for the old ones, and the cycle keeps going. It's like building a house of cards, one lie on top of another. Cecilia Fjellhøy, a Norwegian woman living in London, fell deeply in love. Within weeks, she had sent him over $250,000 in loans, money he promised to pay back. She even took out multiple loans from different banks just to help him. Her credit cards were maxed out, and yet she believed him when he said, "It's only temporary." But why did these women keep sending him money, even when things started to feel off? Simon didn't just lie, he played with emotions. He knew how to trigger sympathy. He told his victims, "My enemies are after me. I can't use my cards. It's too dangerous. You're the only one I trust. Can you help me?" He created a narrative that he was being hunted because of his wealth. He even sent videos of his injured bodyguard, bloodied and bruised, all fake to make it look like he was under attack. These weren't just one-time tricks. He sent photos, fake invoices, urgent voice messages, day after day, until women were mentally and emotionally exhausted, but still clinging to hope. This created panic and urgency. The women were terrified. They felt like they were part of his world now, and they had to protect the man they loved. Simon's genius wasn't just in lying. It was in making his victims feel like heroes. They weren't just helping a boyfriend, they were saving a soulmate. That kind of emotional hook is hard to break. He mixed love with fear and loyalty with pressure, a dangerous cocktail. According to experts, this tactic is called coercive control. It's not about threats, it's about dependency. It's the same psychological trick used by cult leaders. Victims often feel like they're making a choice, but in reality, they're being emotionally hijacked. They begin to lose their sense of what's real. So, how did it all come crashing down? It started with suspicion. Cecilia began to realize the timelines weren't adding up. The money wasn't coming back. The excuses were getting bigger. At first, she still wanted to believe him, but her anxiety grew. Her life was falling apart, financially, mentally, emotionally. She had lost control. She teamed up with journalists from VG, a Norwegian newspaper, and launched an investigation. She handed over screenshots, receipts, phone calls, everything. They tracked Simon's flights, cross-referenced photos, and interviewed other victims. What they found was shocking. Simon had been running the exact same playbook, word for word, with dozens of women. And then the bomb dropped. VG published their documentary article in 2019 titled The Tinder Swindler. It went viral. Millions of people read it. News outlets picked it up worldwide. Suddenly, Simon's face was everywhere. Women from all over the world started coming forward. Each had the same story, same charm, same love story, same lies. Some had lost $10,000. Others had lost over $500,000. In total, he's believed to have scammed over $10 million from victims across Europe, the US, and Asia. Victims were left with crippling debt, broken hearts, and mental trauma. Their lives were destroyed, but Simon was still partying in luxury hotels. He was finally arrested in Greece in 2019, not for fraud, but for using a fake passport. He was extradited to Israel and served only 5 months of a 15-month sentence. 5 months, that's all. Yes, he's now a free man, free and active on social media. So what happens when justice doesn't feel like justice? Simon is free, back on social media, selling business advice, even talking about making movies. He's building a brand from his crimes. Meanwhile, his victims, like Cecilia and Pernilla, are still paying off their debts. Creditors are still calling. Some had to declare bankruptcy. Some are still in therapy. But these women refuse to stay silent. They have become advocates for online safety, speaking out to warn others. Their message, it can happen to anyone. And they're right. Romance scams are rising faster than ever. In 2022, Netflix released the Tinder Swindler documentary, which made global headlines. It reached over 50 countries and sparked international outrage. It raised massive awareness about romance scams and helped more victims come forward. According to data from the FBI, in 2021 alone, romance scams cost Americans over $547 million, and the number is growing each year. That's more than bank robberies. That's more than kidnapping scams. And it's happening on apps that millions of people trust every day. This isn't just about one man. It's about a system of manipulation that uses love as bait. So how do we protect ourselves and others? The story of Simon Leviev is shocking, but it teaches us something powerful. Not everyone who says "I love you" is telling the truth. Real love doesn't ask for money. Real trust doesn't come with pressure. We must be cautious, ask questions, listen to our gut, and if something feels wrong, it probably is. To those who were victims, you are not weak, you were targeted. And your courage to speak up is helping others stay safe. Because if we stay silent, scammers win. If we speak out, we fight back. This wasn't just a scam, it was a wake-up call. Because sometimes the biggest con doesn't happen in the streets, it happens in your heart. If this story moved you, shocked you, or opened your eyes, please consider subscribing to the channel. We tell real stories that matter, Hit the like button, leave a comment, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Because together, we can stay informed and stay safe.